Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Methinks we are live. Methinks. This is happening. It is going down. So if you saw my post earlier, I don't know when I posted it, sometime today, about the times when you should absolutely not. Like, and I mean, when I say not, I mean not, do not, like, do not pass go, do not collect your $200, do not do sex magic for your manifestation. Now, if you've hung with me a while, manifestation is a word that I loved it a few years ago, loved it. And I was like, oh my gosh, and like Abraham and all the things. And it also lands as one of those things that so many people use in such a way that, and even just the word, use the word and the idea of manifesting in such a way that they end up moving themselves even further away from what they want than if they hadn't even, like, if they'd never even heard of the word manifestation. So now, and I was telling a client today, one of my one-on-one clients, I was telling her, like, when I use the word manifestation, I'm generally like, I'm using it as this way, like, this is something we need to look at. This is really, I mean, everything I do is like, let's look at this shit, right? But it's like something that you've been doing in your life where you have, it's almost like you've been giving your power away. You've been waiting for someone to come and save you, which I know you're going to be like, I never do that. I absolutely never give my power away. I'm never waiting for anyone to come and save me. That's not me, absolutely ever. And yet, when we do some things, and we're going to get into sex magic, when we do some things in specific ways, we have given up our power to the thing, and we are in the way that we do, the way that we're going about the practice of the thing is almost like we are in this constant draining of our power, unwittingly, like most often, right? Unwittingly draining our power and giving our power to the thing that we think is going to work for everything, right? So this is how so many people approach manifestation. So really what this is about creating the life, the desires, using tools, whatever the tools might be in this specific instance. We're talking about sex magic, but using these things to get the thing that you want, right? To get yourself from where you are to where you want to be, to get to notice the gap between where you are and where you want to be, and like using these tools to help you get to that other place. And so when we're using something like sex magic, what happens is there, if you saw my post, I was like, this is something that people like, here you are again, and you're, and like, I have like one of the best mints ever in my mouth, and it is so fucking good. And I know it's like chewing gum and showing you my gum, but I can't not right now. I can't not. And so in the blog post and the email, all that kind of good stuff that I sent out earlier today, I was talking about like here you are again, and you're trying to rub one out. You're like, and I mean, like, legit, like literally, you're trying to rub one out. Like whether you are working with clitoris, whether you are working with the head of your penis, whatever we're talking about, something in between, whatever it might be, and you're going through the motions. You're going through sex magic, and you're treating sex magic not as if it's magic, not as if it is born of the primordial essence and energy of the universe and life itself. You're treating it as if it's this thing that you just like, oh my God, get me to the thing, get me to the thing, get me to the thing. Do I have the thing yet? Do I have the thing? Like, fuck, did I do it wrong? What the hell? Is it supposed to work? Okay, do it again the next day. Okay, rub, orgasm, like not even satisfying orgasm. Yeah, like, or maybe you don't even orgasm at all, but you're just kind of going through the motions. And what happens is you use a tool that is a sacred tool, like sex magic, sacred devotion, reverence, connection, dropped in, like you're in the feels, in the you, like the soul self, and the body, and like everything, elemental magic, everything. and and yet it becomes this thing that is not sacred. It becomes this thing. There is no ritual, there is no devotion, there is no reverence, there is not even consent. Like, you're not even like talking to your body, talking to pussy, talking to cock, and saying like, are we down with this? Does this feel good right now? Is this something? And good as in, is this like a yes, right? Is this a yes for us right now in this moment? Or is this, and I'm not even talking, like, are you even connected to your body? Or are you going through the same motions and perpetuating a same cycle of non-consensual sexual connection and or not even connection, sexual contact, sexual um, um, engaging in sexual anything, right? Orgasm, when it's just like to get you to something. So when we get into that space, and you might be there now, and you're trying, my mint is gone. Damn it. Okay. And you get into that space where you are like, okay, I know sex magic and like tantra and all of these things, and just like however, working with your sexual energy feels like, you know that this is a thing, like this is the path, like, oh, your body is asking for it, like you know, like your mind says yes to, like maybe some parts of your mind is like yes to, you know, it's a thing. But you're going through the motions in such a way that all you're doing is perpetuating a cycle that breeds even more mistrust between all aspects of who you are, right? Between soul and body, body and mind, between um, you and the tool, right? The magical, the magical fucking sacred tool of sex magic itself. You're pushing everything away and creating this this mistrust, and a disbelief, right? So when we keep doing something and doing it, right, the definition of insanity, blah blah blah, but you're doing it over and over and over again, but there's no actual breath, there's no connection, there's no depth, there's no reverence, there's no nothing, no nada, right? I forget what movie that is, but there's nothing there, right? It's just like your hand, and you're just like going, 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 going. Done. Did it work? Did it work? Do I have the thing yet? Fuck, I don't have the thing yet. Go back to it again tomorrow. Da, 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 right? And this mistrust and the disbelief then begins to like re-encode all of the shit that was standing between you and the desire that you had in the first place. Okay. So when you're trying to do sex magic and you have not actually done the work on the belief, like your own belief, your own truth, your own voice, your own power, your own capacity, like the capacity of your nervous system, your energetic capacity to hold your desires in in your body in the first place, all you're doing is creating even more mistrust and I was going to say dis-ease, but yes, dis-ease, disbelief between you and that thing. And then you begin to say like, okay, so like whatever was causing that the gap between where you are and where you like your soul called like to be. And so instead of continuing on trying to rub another one out and not getting yourself anywhere, of course there's nowhere to get. Like the thing is about being, but of course, like I know that you don't want to hear that. Like nobody wants to hear that. Like even myself, like I'm like, fuck, how do I get there? No, wait, it's being. And then of course it's always the being. And also it doesn't mean that we just don't ever want things, that we don't have desires, right? And so it really is about magnetizing and attracting our desires into who we are, where we are, becoming the bee, becoming the person that can actually live and hold those things in our body rather than trying to get to those things outside, because then we view those things as outside of ourselves and blah 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 blah, and that's probably a whole nother live stream in and of itself. But so we be the bee, we do the do that allows us to be the bee, and then we start to magnetize the desires. But if we're not doing that, because we still don't even believe that we can have those desires, we don't believe that we can hold those desires, and yet we're still trying to rub one out and use sex magic as this thing to get to the thing. We don't even believe that we are worthy of having, that we deserve having, that we can hold in our body, because the last time we got close, we created this energetic shitstorm of epic proportion in our life, and we began to tear everything down around us. And so we're like, holy shit, I don't even think I can handle that thing, but I'm going to do a whole fuck ton of sex magic to try to get me there. Yeah, like, that's all I got to do. Instead of actually working on the reason, the beliefs, the encoding, the trauma body, the threat response, all of these things that are standing between you and the thing in the first place. And so you, instead of using your tools, something amazing like sex magic, and instead of using those tools to get to that thing, I invite you, the invitation then becomes, instead of using it to get there, instead allow those tools to help you create a body that can hold that thing, because then you become so attractive, you become the frequency of that thing, and that thing then begins to show up before you're like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from, right? Because you are being the person. But you can't be the person if you don't believe you can be the person, if you're afraid of being the person who can hold that, if your body does not feel safe to hold that desire, then doing all the sex magic in the world, you can sex magic until the cows come home, and all you're doing is, one, doing a whole again, all of this non-consensual stuff with your body, where your body's like, this is not like, this is not what we're desiring, this is not what we're offering up as truth, as the pathway. This is something that you have gotten into your mind, that this is the thing that will get me to that thing, and so I'm going to do this thing until I get that thing. But every single time you sit down and do something that is non-consensual with your body, right, but also that is not in alignment for where you are, and it's not in alignment with what you actually believe is possible for you, you're only serving to reinforce and re-encode the gap between you and the thing that you desired in the first place. So I know I'm saying this in many different ways, but I'm like, we all hear it in different ways. And so like, keep hearing, keep listening, keep dropping it into your body. And so again, instead of trying to sex magic your way to the thing that you don't actually believe that you are ready, willing, and able to hold, you'll know that if you're ready, willing, and able to hold it, because you're already being the person who could and would and is holding that in your life every single day. Like, it wouldn't be like, I have to do the sex magic to get this thing, because that is already implying that I don't have the thing. I'm not like why don't I have the thing? I need some sort of tool to get me to the thing. So instead, we do the tools because we do the tools. We do the tools because that's who we are. We are a person who does the deep work. We love the deep work. We want the ritual. We want we want the wilds. We want all of the things to be moving all of the ways through our body and through our lives. And so sex magic, yes, it's one of those things that we do because because it's a part of who we are, not so that we can get some result outside of ourselves. And so when we do sex magic, if we allow that to be a part of like our daily, and it doesn't mean that you have to do sex magic every day. I just mean, like, if you're using something like sex magic, it becomes like a pathway. It becomes something that is, of course, it comes back into the sacred. You move into a space of devotion, into a space of ritual with sex magic, rather than like trying to use sex magic to get you to this thing that you feel is and believe is outside of you. And so instead of sex magic to get to the desire, instead we do sex magic, or whatever the tool might be, in this case sex magic, on us. Like, okay, within us. Not that you need to be healed, not that you need to be fixed, not that there's anything wrong with you, not that you're broken, not that any of those things are true. Instead, it's like, okay, what in me is holding me between, like, what's the gap, right? Between me being like in this belief system, this encoding, this level of uh, threat response to my environment, lack of safety and everything, versus who I would need to be if I already had that desire as a part of my life. And so you drop into your body, and as you're doing your sex magic tools, I just did it was so fucking good in body of work this week. Oh my God, family hospital life brain. What the heck was it called? I don't know, no fucking clue, but it was dope as shit. Like, I don't know what it was called. But it was amazing. It was on full moon. It was full moon ceremony. And we dropped into pussy. We dropped into women. We dropped into all of the sex magic and all of the things around being who you need to be, and like working with everything that your body offers up so that you can really become the intoxicating as fuck to your soulmate tribe, to your audience, to your clients, your patrons, like galleries, like whatever it is that your like your soul work is like, yes, fuck yes, yes, the stage is yes, 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 that's the thing. And so instead of like doing sex magic to book the stage, we do the sex magic. Okay, so within our body, within our system. Okay, so yeah, where am I still in threat response around this? Where do I not believe that I can hold this in my body? Where, okay, great, what's that fear? Okay, what's the resistance? Dropping it into a sixth sensory reality. So what do you see? What do you hear? Like if you already had it, you already like you fully trusted, believed, and you knew that it was true. You knew that it was safe in order for you to, that it was safe for you to hold that thing in your body and in your life. What would you see? What would you hear? What would you feel? What would you smell? What would you taste? And then sixth sense, what would you know to be true, right? I think I went through all the senses, but like blah, 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 sixth sense, like that intuitive and deep knowing. We drop that into your body. So what would you know? Okay, it's like, boom, that's the vision. Great. Now, what's the resistance to you actually stepping fully into that vision? What is the fear? What is the threat response? Are you going into fight, flight, freeze, appease, fawn? Are you going into that fifth kind of, I don't know, newly discovered, but kind of like newly talked about or renewed? It's a renewed discussion. That fifth threat response of full on annihilation, right? Like what happens in your body around you even stepping into that thing that you desire, the thing that you're being soul called to step into, but you're not actually embodying yet in your life. So instead of sex magicking to get to the thing, the sex magic helps you to drop into the devotion, the discipline. Oh my God, child, we know about discipline. We know the ritual, the beingness, the consciousness, the embodied, just like, oh, like the reintegration of all aspects of self. So shadow self, lost self, disowned self, all of that. That's where we do the work. That's where we do the work. And that allows you to then, whoa, like you get to breathe, you get to drop in. So we breathe, we sound, we move, right? Like we work with our energy body, we work with trauma body, encoding beliefs, all of the things. And we understand, we create, we create this remembrance within ourselves. We create spaciousness within ourselves. We expand the capacity of our nervous system to hold those desires, that level of who we need to be in order for those desires to drop in. We become that by doing the practices in a way that it allows us to be the person who can hold those desires in our physical reality. So again, one more again, instead of sex magicking on the desire, sex magic on who you are and the gap, why the gap between who you are and who you need to be in order to hold those desires and who you know that you would be. We sex magic in that gap, in the between spaces, on the fear, the threat response that happens when you even think about, or like, holy shit, try to step into those desires. So it's sex magic on the beingness within the beingness, so that the beingness and the consciousness, you begin to shift on that level, energy body level, your emotional body level, like spiritual body. We shift on all of the bodies instead, and then we begin to allow those things to drop in because we can hold them in our body. Our belief systems, right? We work through and in the trust, right? We work like, yes, so right, like all of these things, rather than trying to sex magic the thing that is, because remember, every single time that you repeatedly go back and back and back into trying to sex magic that desire that's way over there, that you feel is and believe, even if you're telling yourself, I believe in this thing. Of course I do. Of course that's the path. Of course it's being offered up from body and God and art and soul. Of course that's the thing. I mean, I don't have the thing. Why the fuck don't I have a thing? God, I'm so frustrated. What is happening? And then you go back into this same habitual pattern of trying to orgasm, of trying to just like, I mean, like your clitoris, your like the like the head of your dick is probably fucking sore at this point because and like disconnected. And then you're wondering why is there this numbness? Why do I have all of this stuck and stagnant sexual energy that is sometimes super painful within your body? And you're feeling like, God, like, where is my power? All of these power leaks all over the place, but you keep like, it's a reality loop that you've created for yourself because you're like, okay, I want the thing. Or let's even say this, like body and soul offer up the thing. The desire is true. The desire is yes. Okay, fuck yes. And then you go immediately into like, good, I'm now going to sex magic and get that desire. I'm going to get that desire. I'm going to get that desire. I'm going to get that desire. Except you haven't done the work on why that desire is not already your reality, right? And so, and then you just create this reality loop, right? I call this the creative hamster wheel of doom, right? Like you just keep going. You're like, I got this amazing idea. And now I'm just going to like keep going, keep going. It's like this mental masturbation on why I don't have it. Now I'm frustrated. Now I'm numb. Now I don't understand. And fuck, now I don't have the clear path. And then you just keep going over and over. So instead, we got to get off that creative hamster wheel of doom. We got to get out of this reality loop, right? Like, and it's really, it's like getting into the awareness, like, oh shit, I'm in this reality loop. It's not working. Okay, so maybe let's offer up something different here. And so instead of doing the sex magic to get to the thing or whatever it is, sex magic, breath work, whether you're like, you're working out, like you're going fucking beast mode, like whatever you're doing, and you're trying to get to that thing instead, great. Body, soul offered up this thing. Now, what do I need to do in order to drop fully into the alignment that I can hold that in my body, that I am working on a beingness, on a consciousness level that allows me to actually magnetize, attract, and intoxicate those desires to me within me, right? So that they become a part of me and my reality rather than me trying to go into some like unforeseen ephemeral reality where those desires are, like, oh, the desires are way over there, I'm going to sex magic my way over there. Instead of that, it's like, oh, what needs to shift? Where do I need to integrate? What parts of myself don't feel safe to allow that in? Where is my nervous system still freaking out about having that stuff? Where do I have these fears around love, safety, belonging, like just base hierarchy of needs? Where have I tried to do this in the past and then I failed because, right, like didn't do the deeper internal work, instead just tried to sex magic or whatever it was to get to the thing. So then where have I then encoded around, oh yeah, I already tried this, I can't get there, right? And then I just go back and spiral into the self-doubt, into the mistrust, all these things. And remember, all of the times that we do these things like that are non-consensual with our body, like us to ourselves, not even taking into account the rest of the world, but when we do things that are non-consensual with our body, such as sex magic to get to this thing, and we haven't even like we haven't talked to pussy, we haven't talked to God, we haven't said like, okay, yeah, like let's say you're using like a crystal dildo, like, all right, like, are we a yes to receiving this crystal dildo? Are we a yes to receiving this jade egg? Are we a yes to my fingers, to my hand at this moment to do this deep work? Have you even gotten it? Like, have you gotten that far, right? Or have you gotten so far away from your own sacredness and devotion to your body as a temple, to your body and the consciousness of your body, consciousness living within your body, you in this beautiful, amazing temple that you have been gifted? Have you gotten so far away from that it's just this, like, again, that reality loop? And then we do all of these non-consensual things with our body, trying to use something as sacred as sex magic. And then we're wondering why we go back into that battle zone with our body. We go back into a space where we're fighting. We're always in this like fight with our body, like, damn it, body, I want the sacred, I want the things, I want the results. And body's like, yeah, cool. Have you witnessed me? Have you listened to me? Have you dropped in with me? Or are you just going from this fear space, from this mind space, this like, I have to get to this thing no matter what happens or what my body is offering up to me as truth? I'm going for this, like, oh God, what is that word or that phrase? I don't know, like hell or high water, something, but that wasn't it. But you know what I mean? Like, no matter what, I'm going for this thing, no matter what my body's telling me. And so it's really, really, really this invitation. Okay, so instead of, again, one more again. Instead of sex magic to get to the thing, instead, we allow sex magic to be a practice for us to uncover, discover, excavate all the feels, the memories, if that feels alive, but it's really like not even not in the term or in the sense that you have to like figure out all the things and what happened from age 2 to age 3 to age 7 to 12, like not in that, but what are the memories that your body is holding around this? What is the fear? What is the encoding? What is the conditioning that your body mind is already holding around this thing that has kept you from allowing that thing to come to you? Yeah. Yes. That's it. That's all she wrote. All right, my loves. If that feels good for you, I invite you to start doing some journaling on that. Write out like what you got. Write out what your body is offering up to you as truth, as like, oh, here's a resistance. Oh, that sounds good, except, or like write out all the stuff that your body offers up to you, that your primal, not like the primal, but like the primal fear brain is like, no, but we, but whoa, but write out all of that stuff. And then we get back to work, right? And then it's about like getting yourself back into the practice. Okay, so then the next time that you allow yourself to drop into sex magic, like what do you allow, right? Like what do you allow and what will you allow? Noticing those old patterns, noticing the habituation, noticing the reality loop, and then allowing yourself to choose something different instead. And yeah. So right, practice, all the good stuff. You can drop some comments below if you have any questions for me. And if you are ready, willing and able to go like deeper than deep, and you know that this is your path, 2 options for you. Well, actually, I was going to give you like multiple. We'll give you 3 options. So bad internet marketing, but I'm going to give you 3 options. If you know, 1, that you are a multidimensional creator, like messenger, like all the things, and you are ready to do this nervous system support work, but you want to do it with me, you want to have like this guidance and the depth and all of the things and ceremony around all of this, and my wild nectar practices that will help you drop into primal movement, sensual movement, and breath work and sounding and all of the things, everything, all the things, alchemy, all of it, then you can go to yourbodyofwork.com and join us in membership there. If you are a BIWOC creator, Black, Indigenous, woman of color, I have a new membership just for us, and that is called Skin. And we have founders membership is open through tomorrow. So this is, again, you got to be a creator. You got to be ready, willing, and able to get your message out into the world at the next level. No matter where you are now, you have to be ready to go to the next level. And the Skin is all about like understanding the systemic shit, the systemic intersection of racialized and sexualized trauma that lives in bodies of color, specifically in the bodies of color who are ready to create, who are these multidimensional messengers. And beyond knowing that there is something that is holding you back from feeling completely safe in your own body, in your own skin, to show the fuck up in every single way and expose your soul at that level, then come on in. We go everything I do, like we go deep, we have fun, but we go deep. And you can check that out, nikkakarli.com/skin. And then lastly, if you're ready to goddess the fuck up, I just reopened Goddess the Fuck Up for self-study. You can go to goddessthefuckup.com. Again, let me just say it, Goddess the Fuck Up, just because I love it so much. And this is like, that you're ready and willing and maybe able and all of the things, except you need that discipline, but you want the discipline in a way that like completely turns on your soul, and you're ready to and I mean like get all the way up in there and understand like threat response and how that shows up in the bodies of creators. Obviously, if you're new to my work, I work with creators. So like those of you who are ready to do the medicine of your soul, to be the medicine of your soul in every way. So the messengers, the creators, the healers, the thought leaders, except you're like the embodied leader, artists, writers, you're here to wreck shit and you're ready to go all in. goddessthefuckup.com. And if you enroll in Goddess the Fuck Up, I was going to say .com. If you enroll in that self-study, completely self-study now, if you enroll in that by tomorrow, then you get a free one-on-one creative DNA call with me. So that's distillation and alchemy on the work of your soul. So if you sign up by tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. I don't know what the hell it is. I think it's March 13th. Tomorrow, March 13th. Tomorrow night, if you enroll in goddessoffuckup.com. Oh my God, I can't. If you enroll in GTFU at goddessoffuckup.com by tomorrow night for the self-study, you will get a free call with me as well as a bonus. I think that's it. All she wrote. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. I'm gonna be doing more of these, but I'm still living that family hospital life. We have had major progress, but so I will not make any promises on when you will see me next, but it will be sooner than later. Yeah, sooner than later. That's my not promise, but pretty sure. Pretty sure. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for being willing to drop in and do the deep work and not just stay at that superficial level. Because so many, I know, like that's like that seems to be the easier way, but you're ready to like, yeah, you know who you are. You know who you are. You're one of the wild ones. Yeah, that's why we're gonna get along so well, right? Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. I love you. God, I love you. I love you. I love you. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are in this big, beautiful world of ours. And as always, here's to your untaming. Bye, wild ones. And I just gotta, remember how to fucking turn this thing off, right? Bye, loves.